Hey folks, speed bump.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones, Sega Saturn is the mystery race today.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Just gonna do a little bit of cropping, but I'm mostly ready if you want to get them ready to do the countdown. I'm just about there already.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm all set actually.
We doing a 30-minute race?
I think, yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
I mean, it's
That makes sense.
okay.
From what I played of it, you can get some stuff done in 30 minutes. If they're watching the cutscenes, then maybe make it 40.
All right. I'll just say 45.
Yeah. Are we watching them cutscenes?
Yeah.
Are we grabbing Eric's audio files? Let's drop this right here. Clock is on.
Right. I've given them the go-ahead.
It's like watching it on one of those mall TVs where there's 6 screens. What do you know about Mr. Bones?
I've seen the speedrun for this. My friend Listar, she ran this at AGDQ last. So AGDQ 2022. Very weird game. I know a little bit about the story. So you're sort of a skeleton held together by skeletal magnetism. That's what keeps all the bones together. And you are trying to spread the good skeleton powers and stop the spread of the bad skeleton powers. Despite being a skeleton, you're still the good guy.
Yeah, you're the blue-eyed skeleton, and you're immediately outcast by the red-eyed skeleton army here. Players maybe could be informed of the buttons because they're a little weird. The X button on the SNES controller, the upper one in this game, is the jump button, so pretty weird. And on the left, you have a magnet button that pulls your bones back together when you fall apart. Those are the 2 buttons I saw when I was playing this a little bit.
Yeah, I gave them the manual about a half an hour ago. They've actually known the game for a little while. I felt like they needed some time to get things set up. So they've had the manual and could have looked over the controls if they wanted to. It is a little strange. Some of the requirements for this game are very bizarre. Things like some levels you have to have a certain body configuration to beat. So like you have to have lost a leg, or you have to have lost certain limbs or something like that. And for some secrets, it probably won't be relevant for this race, but for some secrets, like if you're playing this and you're trying to find everything, you need certain body configurations. There's buttons to change your configuration. One of them is called Slim Jim configuration, which people were kind of enjoying in the chat or in the Discord chat when I posted the list.
This is basically Skeletal Block. The way he works when he loses body parts is extremely similar. This game lets you get them back pretty fast.
Yeah.
They kind of teleport in front of you and ask you if you would like to magnetize them back on.
Yeah, as you increase your health, that kind of manifests as you find more bones and can reattach them. Though you have to have the right configuration for them to attach properly, right? So you have to, like, if you don't have a rib cage, if you find an arm bone, it just kind of hovers. It doesn't really attach to you.
It didn't feel like it messed with the jump too much to just be a floating head, but I bet it does affect you a little bit. The first level is a running platformer, and then the second one is this arena platforming thing. And I know there's rhythm games in this. That guitar is not just for show there.
Oh, there's definitely the rhythm section is the whole reason why I posted the manual, because there is a section in here. I didn't really point them at anything. I kind of hoped that they would thumb through it a little bit, but there is a section with a rhythm game in it, and it really just kind of, the game leaves it entirely up to you, and the manual just tells you press these buttons to do some sweet riffs, and hope everyone loves it.
Well, here's stage 1. Skeletons are chasing you. They're extremely slow and easy to dodge. They are throwing an orb every 10 seconds or so, and they die if they jump at you, whether they hit you or not. And they also get hung up on everything, and sometimes they just die naturally. They are... I guess you're the only skeleton who's, like, sentient. They're really stupid skeletons that are chasing you.
Yeah, they're all, I guess, bewitched by that necromancer we saw at the beginning. You're like the only one who's got the good vibes.
Yeah, he's trying to control an army, so I guess it makes sense that individually that's just too much micro for him. He's no StarCraft player. Your guy is doing fine. He's got his own mind.
I definitely wanted to make sure if we played this game that we caught some of the cutscenes. The really charming thing about this game is the cutscenes. So between every level, there's a little bit of story to tell you what's going on. It's not like it really makes any difference. It's not going to make the things easier for our players, but I thought that maybe that would make this more fun for us to watch.
I forgot to plug it during Arcade Pit, but I am trying to get anyone who has Killer Queen Black on any console together for a tournament in the starting week of November. If you have it and you'd like to play, this is your last chance on Earth to play it online.
When are the servers supposed to be going down?
The end of the month on November.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah, last call. If you have it and you'd like to play it at all, and especially
end
if you
of
have
November
friends,
or end of October?
November 30th.
Okay.
I would drop a note to make sure that they know they can magnetize their bones, because I just saw Eric's not do that.
Okay. I'll find the control for that.
For me, it was the Y button on my SNES controller, so whatever that mapping is the default. Which is strange. It's a bad button for it to be. Because the jump button is in the wrong place.
Yeah, the manual says that you have to repeatedly tap the A button to reattach your limbs to temporarily raise your level of skeletism. I love this manual so much. You hate to see Mr. Bones turned into an evil skeleton.
He seems to enjoy it.
Well, we hate it for him.
He seems happier than the other skeletons. I think he's just faking it. He's just pretending.
You think he's pretending to be a skeleton?
He's like, yeah, this is the way the rail goes for now. We're just gonna have red eyes for a while.
Get in here, everyone. We're doing skeleton eyes.
This first level drags on. It isn't too long though. I bet it's like 3 minutes.
It does just keep going though. That's the thing about auto scrollers, is that no matter how well you're doing at them, they just keep going.
Yep. Hate to die at this because there's no way to speed it up. It doesn't have anything that you haven't seen though. Like, it's just pits. Sometimes there's a gate to go under and just a wall. Those gravestones, that's it. Like, it's just skeleton things. It's not nothing new that you haven't seen the first 10 seconds in the last 2 minutes. They will end once they've entered the mausoleum. No one's pulled it off yet. What happens in the plot of this game when Mr. Bones pulls it off?
I assume that he stops the skeleton horde. Let me pull up the manual. We'll find out.
Eric's is dodging the health. I don't know why.
He may not realize what it is. I guess I should have emphasized the value of the manual instead of just posting it. we often post the manuals, and when we don't, usually it's Darkman who's very good about following behind us and posting the manuals. This was an instance where I posted the manual because I thought they would need it, and maybe should have mentioned that they should read it. There's a guitar solo level and a drum solo level, by the way, just in case you were worried that they wouldn't have like good band coverage. This is the English version as well, which is supposedly quite a bit harder, but not in general. There's specific levels that are quite a bit more difficult. So the finale of this game is you're trapped in an arena with the desperate Dagulian. Dagulian? That's the name they want. Okay. Dagulian, and he's gathered the red skeletism of his remaining creatures and turned it against you. Your only defense and offense is your guitar. Okay, so here's what's going on. Dagulian has discovered and learned how to control a basic force of the universe, skeletism. Skeletism is vampirism made objective and controllable. It's the mirror image of photosynthesis. Who is writing this? It's the mirror image of photosynthesis. It is the black hole of your inner essence. What passes through it is either crushed or changed. It's the first breath of a newborn, the last breath of the dying. It is the phoenix. It is the gods and the death of gods. Fire and ashes, ice and smoke. It is a contagious red glow. All it touches is consumed. Whoever wrote this manual missed their calling. They should not have been writing manuals for the Sega Saturn. I love this. I want someone to read this at my funeral.
I grew up in the era of Sega Saturn, and it was just one of those things that I never saw in my life. I thought it was just made up. Neo Geo? What the hell is that? Get out of here. These aren't real.
So Tarragon has not dropped out or anything, apparently having some issues with BizHawk, so yeah, I think we'll see Tarragon coming back.
Sega CD and Saturn are a little weird. Early CD-based consoles.
I have no complaints about this writer. This is not criticism. This is me complimenting them. I'm saying that they have a great skill that they should have been paid to spend on better efforts. I want to read a book written by this guy.
Yeah, you can't buy Killer Queen Black anywhere except the Humble Store apparently forgot to pull it. I wouldn't recommend buying it, especially for my thing, because I currently have one team, and I probably could find maybe 2 more on my own. But if we don't have at least 4, I don't think I'm going to run it. So if you know anyone who has it that wants to play, by all means let them know, and we'll figure it out. But if not, we won't be doing that, probably. Though I might be playing again at some point if I get the chance.
So Joystick Hero has moved on to the next level.
First person
Tarragon is coming back. Apparently has gotten it worked out.
Level 2 is I want to say it's easier, but maybe I'm biased towards the goofiness of this. They throw a lot of health at you in this game, and especially in this stage from what I saw.
Looks like Eric's is moving on to the next level as well. Oh, wait.
No, they game over.
Sorry. Okay. I thought I saw the letters coming down for a different level name, and so I was like, oh, they must have completed it when I looked away.
I feel like you should give them permission to save state after the auto runner.
Okay.
It's so long. I'm just gonna look at Killer Queen Black on Steam and see which of my friends on Steam has it, and I'm just gonna message them and tell them about the tournament. And if you see anybody like that on your list that you would like to play with, that's the way to check. Like, it's cross-platform, so if they have it on Switch, which makes sense to have it on Switch, like I might buy it on there. Could play it locally that way. Find a couple
I have some friends who I know used to play it. I might send them a message and say, get in on this.
It would be fun to host. If we just have 4 teams, we could get a couple hours of content out of a tournament. It would be fun and fast.
Yeah, we could do a one night only thing if it's just a few teams.
Yeah, double elimination, best of 5, cruise right through. That game's fun to play, so even the winning team that has to play the most will be like, yeah, sign me up.
I had a lot of fun playing with everyone the other day, but I do think that that's the sort of game that it becomes a lot more fun even when you start to like be able to actually like call out and coordinate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a very challenging game to just kind of everyone play without communicating.
Yeah, I think we should have probably split into 2 groups, though that is tough to do with randomizing.
Yeah, and it's also defeats the point of everyone just hanging out. But I think if it looked fun to you to watch us play it the other day, you'll have even more fun playing it where you're only in a call with the people you're playing with.
Yeah.
The immortal Dagulian has discovered a means to animate the dead. Skeletism. An army of skeletons, eyes glowing red, is about to rise and lay waste to the world. Only one skeleton stands in the way. Blue-eyed Mr. Bones. Now, Mr. Bones will take you on a wild, calcium-rich adventure filled with the most grueling, mind-twisting tests ever to appear on the Saturn. In your race to stop Dagulian, you'll be chased by runaway logs. That's what they led with, huh? Runaway logs. You'll walk on thin ice, and you'll learn to play guitar. You'll even perform a set at the Army of Darkness Comedy Club. What you're about to experience will have you jumping out of your skin, so grab your clavicles and get ready. I never leave home without my clavicles.
Eric's crawled to the exit, made it just in time. Was looking pretty grim. There. At that mausoleum. You can move the text around on this loading screen. Castlevania Symphony of the Night style. A feature that you rarely see.
I'm just upset about Dagulian is his name. Dagulian.
It's one of those necromancers that vastly overestimates their ability to take over the world. Like, oh, you got 100 skeletons? You think that'll do it, my man? He's just, come on. How many skeletons could you beat up in a fight, do you think?
Well, every time I've beaten up anyone, I've beaten up a skeleton. So I know that I can take at least one, probably.
Yeah, I can see that.
Unless maybe all the skin and muscle is actually holding these skeletons back.
The trick is to not use a stabbing weapon, you know, don't use like a pitchfork, that'll mess you up. Maybe
a crushing weapon is the way to go.
Yeah. Or soda.
Yeah, that'll do it too.
20th century poison.
For anyone who's wondering when/if we get there, how the guitar solo section works. Let me just read for you a little bit from the manual about what you can expect from the guitar solo. The skeletons are just dying to hear you. You've got to inject some soul into that legion of cold hearts. The A, B, C, X, Y, Z buttons activate an assortment of, quote-unquote, riffs and tasty, quote-unquote, licks. The better you play, the more blue they get. That's your guidance.
Nice. Joystick Hero is on the actual platforming level, stage 3. They are currently the boss of this by a good bit. Most of the players are on the second stage at this point.
Yeah, the first level is definitely no slouch. Auto-scroller or no, it's a pretty challenging level. And it's easy to go south really fast.
You see Tales from the Crypt?
No, I never watched Tales from the Crypt.
Wasn't very good, but the skeleton host was pretty funny. What? I only remember one episode. It was so dumb. I wonder how many I've seen. But there was a guy who was dating like a twin, and he was cheating on her with the other twin, and they cut him in half so that they both could have him. And it was camera trickery to make you not notice that he was cut in half.
What?
Because they cut him in half long ways.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
So you only ever got to see like the left half of his body, and you would never know that he was
Well, for
only
10
half of
seconds
him?
in the final scene, and then you didn't. He wasn't dead yet, and then he was, and you're like, "How'd they do that? There's two of them now." Oh no.
That's brilliant.
The only one I remember, and then the skeleton came on like, and he just said some shit. I don't remember what he said, but it was probably pretty funny.
That one had Danny DeVito. Oh, nice.
Love to see it.
Does Tales from the Crypt hold up at all in the year 2022? Inquiring minds want to know. It is my mind that is inquiring, for what it's worth.
I remember Creepshow. Does that hold up? That's got Leslie Nielsen in it playing a serious role, which he did a lot back in those times.
Yeah, as a kid, my mom made me stop watching Are You Afraid of the Dark because she was tired of me waking up in the middle of the night scared. So, as you can tell, I've always had a really strong constitution.
Creepshow is it's got Leslie Nielsen being a jerk, and then they bury him in the sand with his head sticking out, and the tide's coming out, and he says, like, "I can hold my breath for a long time," and then the waves hit him, and he's like, "Oh shit." That's a good one. I don't remember the rest of the movie though. I bet the rest is worse. Are You Afraid of the Dark was the stuff. When that kid with the glasses came out, you knew it was gonna hit different.
The thing about using this skeletism,
Yeah.
is that it always looks like, I'm just watching Joystick Hero's screen, it always looks like he's just tasing another skeleton. Like he's just got a taser and that's his weapon.
That's the joy of skeletism.
The power of skeletism.
Oh, there's a level select.
Oh, nice.
So they don't need a state, I guess.
Okay.
It's news to me. I heard this game doesn't have continues, but if it has a level select, then yes, it does. The drum's giving people a lot of trouble. It gets a little strange when your bones fall off. Once you take a hit, it starts getting rough real fast. But if you don't, then you just keep on, winners keep winning.
It's hard to tell if you've got any real iframes. Like, you obviously can't move around as well, but that wouldn't be that big of a deal if you had decent iframes to kind of recover your position, but it just doesn't seem like that's happening.
Level select is a code.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. If you insert disc 2 into a CD player, it's one of those things where it will play tracks. You can hear Mr. Bones and Degulian talk about the plot. Have you done that with Symphony of the Night? Do you know about the audio track?
I haven't.
You hear Alucard talking about how it's a demo disc in his voice.
Wasn't that somewhat common in that era? Like them putting Red Book audio on tracks 2 and onward and using the first track as just data? So you could kind of just pop it into a CD player. I feel like that's somewhat common.
Yeah, I think Alucard was explaining to you that it's not a music disc. Like, that's what he was saying. He was like, hey, this is not to be played in here. Like, he was trying, it was that, because it was so new. Like, that game I got when I got my PlayStation. I wasn't front of the line with that console, but I got it pretty early in that game and Legacy of Kain, my 2 vampire games. that both got stolen from me. I remember them both. That and FF7, a game which I tried to introduce to my friends, and they had no idea what was going on. They called Chocobo Billy Chocomo Millie or something. They couldn't even read like the text. Was too. There's such a foreign concept to play a game that way.
Philistines. They'll never appreciate it the way you did.
Yeah, they won't ever breed chocobos for 3 months to try and get randomly the one they need.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds bad. It sounds like you're saying it's bad.
Yeah, that's what I am saying. Yeah. Nah, that's the game I go back to every once in a while. Still, it holds up some. I think the pace of it being as fast as it is helpful. We're still platforming around.
Look at him. He's just... Look at Eric's screen. He's just tasing the other skeletons.
Yeah. This looks dangerous. Is this really the best way to fight these fellas?
God, I hope not.
Oh.
Are they taking him back?
We are 26 minutes in. Some players are getting near the end of stage 3. The mausoleum is a big hold up for most people here, it looks like. Every level's a struggle.
I'm grateful that we decided that slightly more than 30 minutes was the play. I think that's right.
Yeah. A game like this, the speedrun won't change too much until the end of stage 2, where you actively have a chance to speed it up. You finally are engaging in a way that is different than just auto running or waiting. But yeah, there apparently is a level select cheat, and there's also just in-game level select natively for every stage you have unlocked on your save.
That's pretty nice.
So we shouldn't have any trouble with that. Everyone should be working on their stage. Castlevania had some really good music. It's too bad there wasn't a music CD for it that came with it. Or the disc didn't play any of it. Just had Alucard yelling at you. You remember the Killer Cuts, Killer Instinct CD?
I never had that.
It's so good.
I'm sorry, I was a Mario kid. None of this is relatable to me. I'm loving hearing about the way this worked for y'all. I was a Mario kid. If I tried to put my Super Mario 64 cartridge into a CD player, I would feel bad for the CD player. The cartridge would probably survive it, though.
I'm watching Tarragon fight the fellas here. I think it's very important that you grab those bone powers whenever you can. I wouldn't miss a single one of those. They're flying by every couple seconds.
Yeah, so those blue butterflies are how you raise your skeletism, and if your skeletism is too low, you can't like absorb, or you can't reconnect body parts. So it's not so much that the skeleton, it's not so much that the skeletism is your health, but it's more that the skeletism is how you reattach the body parts you need, and the body parts are your health. So
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a health potion floating in the sky. I wouldn't miss a single one, right? Like every single
Yeah.
one of those. That's my priority, and that's how I beat this stage pretty easily. I think just hyper focused. You're gonna heal me? You bet. I'm never gonna let one of those go by. Keeping your body together was a challenge, but it's less of a challenge when you have that energy up. Once again, going red. How long is level 3? I didn't play this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this one is. I don't actually remember what the objective for this level is. Let me look at the manual. I'm sure the manual tells us everything we need to know. So this is the valley. This place will tear you apart. Okay, well, thanks for nothing. I just don't see the point of putting level descriptions in the manual if your level description is going to say the following. Eerie music, flying femurs, you're in the wrong neighborhood, Mr. Bones, and the only way out is straight ahead. Watch for bone-hurling skeletons, deep graves, wobbly headstones, and your own body parts. This place will tear you apart. Like, all right. What's the objective, though?
X, Y, and Z give you different assembly of Mr. Bones. You have the long legs, long arms, and Slim Jim. So there are, in fact, many different builds you can put together here.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, the different configurations aren't strictly necessary for the purposes of this race, but if they were trying to collect everything in the game, see everything in the game, there are situations where you need certain configurations to solve things.
You get the Daddy Longlegs configuration in this level. Blind Man's Cabin is the next stage. That's the guitar solo.
Mm-hmm.
Our players have 14 minutes.
You think they're going to see it? You think they're going to see the guitar solo?
This level doesn't sound too bad. It's important that you keep your legs for jumping. If you do not have legs at the end, you have to go back and find some. There's no other way through. This laser's so silly. Theoretically, this level should get easier as the skeletons drop off. They don't come back, as far as I know. But people seem to be struggling with this end part.
Yeah. Do you have to go underground and clear them out or something? I know you can go, but I feel like you'd be able to see a path down there if that were the way to do it.
I guess there's a lot of hidden stuff in level 3 you can go find if you want to go underground. Which is nice. Eric seems to be getting it. I'm thinking this is going to be level 2 clear for Eric's. Just got to control a couple more bones. I think there's only one left. Very aggressive skeletons. Give them a hard time here.
Don't let them tear you down, Mr. Bones.
I guess the when there's room, the last one does some bull charges that are just dangerous. And Eric's is not evading it. Losing the one-on-one. Oh, they just gotta focus on healing up, you know? You just don't go in until you're ready. Desperate to win this fight, but they really need to focus on getting restored first. Damn, it beat him!
Oh my god.
They kept trying to zap, but they didn't have the energy. They just aren't put together enough. And they really should have healed up first.
Our players have about 10 minutes remaining.
To fight the mausoleum skeletons, you have to zap them while having some energy to do so. You can jump on their heads to stun them. It's like that level in Link to Ocarina of Time.
Just like it.
Yeah.
Mr. Bones just reaches out his arm like, maybe we can talk about this. Please stop throwing bones at me.
Level 3's giving everybody the works here.
No, the Japanese version's easier, from what we understand, but everyone's on the same version, so it's no big deal. I'm sorry, what is this configuration on Rob Snowlock's screen? Is he a spider?
That's the daddy long legs.
How many legs you got, my guy?
You can find more configurations if you look. Eric needs to get the mob under control here, but they are doing okay. You just gotta watch out for that charge. I think you wanna be on the left side or right side, probably the right side. That's where the heals come in from. And then they cannot charge through each other, so there's really just the one in front that you have to worry about at all times. Oh, they charge off the edge too. That's nice. That's an easy way to get rid of some of them, I guess.
You might just be able to jump as they charge.
Oh no! A lot of trouble with stage 2 and 3. Have you played Mr. Bones?
I haven't, but I keep meaning to.
It's on the list. It's a long list. I also
well,
have
ever
a
since
long
I
list.
so I was actually so I sat in on Liz's run at GDQ despite having not played it, and it's just I recognize that this is a really challenging game. Like, don't get me wrong, but like the whole game is super charming and really over the top in a way that makes me just really want to play it.
One of those art over design video games.
Yeah. I think that at least I can't speak to the Japanese version, even though I know that's what the speedrun is on. I know the Japanese version's easier, but even this version, it's like it would probably have really benefited from just being a little easier.
Yeah, game's a little nuts. Oh no, Eric's got taken out. I think you have to play very defensively the whole game. Just focus on not taking damage. Bones power management is where it's at. I can't speak to the rhythm game. Level 2 has turned this into a Kuso race.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to say Mr. Bones is a bad game?
The gameplay is. It's just the intro to it. Like, if we could get a checkpoint, that's the fix for a lot of bad games. Really, it's just good checkpointing.
I feel like the speed bumpers were on to me when I posted about this race earlier this afternoon. I said that we would be having a race, and it's a game you can run in BizHawk. That's all I really said. And they said, raining in, Terragon said, raining in the game descriptions. And I told them, I don't expect everyone's going to love this game, but I do think that on average, we will enjoy it. And to be honest, I think you and I and everyone watching are having a good enough time that it really kind of cancels out the bad time that our players are probably having.
Yeah, we have a median of enjoyment.
Exactly. And I think that's what's really important.
I said before we started this that it was a Halloween game on the Saturn, and that was all it took for anyone to identify this. So the vague description was very important, knowing that we're doing Halloween games. And we do have a Rumble Pack next week. I don't know where signups are going to be yet, but if you're interested in being one of the 16 people competing in a bunch of short Halloween challenges for various games that we like or feel like using.
Yo, did Eric's get through?
I think so. Yes, indeed. At last. Before it was over, Eric's defeated their nemesis level. They made it look so easy that time. See, it's just one of those games where the full strength, full zap, easy to dodge. You have all your controls. They won with full health, and they kept it the whole time. It was radically different level of control from what they had when they were getting torn up. And that's what I noticed. And once I noticed that, it became a game of I'm never going to take a hit at any cost. I'm just not going to get hit. Keep my bones in place. They're good where they are.
That's your Mega Man shuffler instinct.
Yeah. We'll see if anyone can find their way through level 3. It's hard to say where they're at in it. I know no one's beaten it yet. And I know they need their legs for the end of it. Some tall jumps they must do. Maybe Eric's will come behind. Eric's just a very competitive platformer player in the past. Another in regular land, video game normal stuff, in a manner of speaking. This is the part that's really like Flock, is this part right here, where it's a platformer, but you kind of fall apart and your weapon's weird as hell. We have plenty of Halloween games to choose from, and we're only picking 5 for next week, so it's not a spoiler for us to say it's Halloween time. We're gonna do some Halloween games.
So I let our racers know they've only got 2 minutes left. Do you think we're gonna see the end of level 3?
Maybe, if they start moving it. I don't think it's a very long level, despite the trouble everyone's having with it. Joystick Hero's been here the longest. And whoever found the Daddy Longlegs configuration was at the exact end. I don't know why they didn't make it, but they were at the very end of this stage. If they found that, they found the secret next to the exit. It's definitely a case of just moving to the right also.
Just having that instinct to keep moving right at all costs.
Even with one leg hopping. Note elected maybe can beat the bones pile on the drums in time if they get moving on it now. They might see level 3.
Yeah, very close.
I don't think they know yet what to do with these skeletons to actually kill them. Them charging off the edge, I think, is probably the fastest way to deal with them, though.
Yeah, if you can be coordinated enough to get out of the way and let them just charge off the edge, it probably is consistently fast.
And it's funny. If I were a skeleton, I'd be jumping off all kinds of stuff just for the comedy. They give you a warning too. They back up a couple steps. It's pretty big. It's a bald bull charge coming up, big time. 45 minutes has been struck.
There we are.
No one was able to clear stage 3, despite I think Joystick Hero has been here for over 20 minutes. They just couldn't find the exit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Joystick Hero. Was Joystick Hero the one that made it all the way to the end of the level as well?
I think Snowlock was the one who had the Daddy Longlegs for him. But I'm not sure. You saw that, not me. That's Mr. Bones. Tough game. Would be fun to play, and maybe I'll give it a shot at some point this week.
There we go. Well, that's our speed bump. Next week is going to be our big Rumble Pack. Looking forward to it. We've done some pretty cool themed Rumble Packs, and this one will be no different. So look out for signups. Keep an eye out for signups if you want to be a part of it. We'll take 16 people. Do 4 fairly simple challenges for Halloween-themed games. It should be a real fun time.
Yeah, I'm going to see if my arcade pit bot will be ready for signups, and if it's not, then it will be through the website. But if it is, then it will be through the Discord. And once that bot is up, we will basically be running a Discord version of just a racing channel where you can go in there and make a thread automatically through a bot that will be like, yo, you want to do a Mario 2 race tonight, folks? And you tag the racer group with it, and anyone who wants to sign up will see that, and they can just type sign up, and they'll join the thread, and you'll have your own isolated little room that will have a countdown and everything, and then when you're done, you tell it you're done, and it will tell you what your time and rank was. That's what we're trying to build in Discord, so we would use that for this Sunday if it's ready. We've been working on that. We'll see. I had one before, but it will be nice to have it back. It's been a couple years.
Nice.
I think that will be a fun, if there is a racing community I can create, I will do it. Like, if anybody's interested in that, we're working on that in the Discord. And everyone will be allowed to make their own little room, one room at a time, and we will have some big event races in there too, and you can join the racer role if you'd like to be tagged with notifications, or you can leave it at any time. That's the way we'll do it. Thanks for joining me out the Blues.
For sure.
Have a good night.
Later.
I'm going to be hosting Slow Beef, doing some dev stuff. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week for more Arcade Pit. And yeah, if you know anyone who wants to play Killer Queen, send them my way on the Discord. Jump in the Killer Queen thread. Last call for Killer Queen is this last month, and so in 2 weeks, maybe the last tournament ever is being hosted by me. I'm not sure. There might be other ones around. I'm hosting this one, though. If we have enough players, 4 players a team. Have a good night.